Hey, what is up, guys? This is Akatsuki Akuma, aka the Horror Nerd, back at you again with another movie review slash miniseries review. I don't do these too often, but when I see stuff that I really fucking love and am passionate about, I have to do a review just to leave my thoughts. And I don't think a lot of people may have done reviews on Stephen King's 1990 or the older version of it, but I just wanted to leave my 2 cents in it. So I have a unique perspective of I remember it as a kid and growing up. I'm 30 years old right now, so I grew up in the time where it was just coming out or something like that. And I remember seeing it. I remember seeing the cover case for it in Blockbuster back then, and I think my mom watched it a few times, but she would never let me watch it. She would never let me go in the room with her and watch it. I just heard it and I seen glimpses of it. So I never really actually saw it until recently. I went to the mall and got me I found a copy of it and I popped it in, and I wanted to see what I've been missing and just to get to the original source. Now I've seen the new version, the 2017 version of it, and I fucking loved it. I think I gave it a 10 out of 10. It was amazing. Everything you could think of. Now I do give this one. I watched the movie, the first movie, and then the mini TV series. Every episode of that, I guess, which was included on this DVD, thankfully. And so I just want to give my differences just right off the bat. Like I was saying, I have a unique perspective. I haven't read the books. I've read part of the books, and I'm gonna finish reading the books before part two comes out later this year, 2019. But so for Stephen King's It, the older version, what is his name? Tim Curry. I hope I said that right. Tim Curry. Uh, the actor for It in this movie he's great. I was watching Cody Leach, who's another movie reviewer, and he was saying how Tim Curry had to work with no effects or any CGI to help him out, and he had to act everything and make the viewer like feel the fear, and he actually did that pretty well. Now I will say, me being 30 years old now, and just going back to looking at this older version of it, it wasn't that scary to me. It wasn't that scary to me, but I think if I was growing up in the time that it came out in theaters and all of that stuff, it would have scared me shitless. Now, I do remember seeing a couple images, like I said before, and they did scare me as a kid. I just saw the images. I didn't see it, the clown, and his sharp razor teeth coming out and trying to eat Georgie and all that stuff. I didn't get to see all of that, but I will say, in this first version, the 1990 version of It, the movie, Pennywise is he's more of a human. I feel like he's more of like a human playing a sadistic clown that has a hint of demonism in him, but he's not like super scary. He's not super scary to me, at least. Um, in regards to the newer movie, where Pennywise is more of a demonic kind of entity, and we still don't technically know what he is in the new movie. We don't know. I think they're going to change that up. He seems very demon-like and very creepy, and oh my god, he's like, when I saw the movie, I couldn't sleep really. I want to say it. I'm sad to say, it scared the crap out of me. Just going home and just trying to sleep, couldn't close my eyes. So the newer version of Pennywise definitely got me way more than the older version of Pennywise. Um, Let me see my notes here. So overreacting from the adults, I put that in my notes. So in the original It miniseries, actually, the adults seem like they're overreacting. Now I do apologize. I'm not gonna. I don't have all their names down packed. Uh, but the one who was always joking was always super loud, and kind of obnoxious. And I know he was supposed to be that way to just make. He was trying to make. He was like the comic relief of his crew. He wanted to make everybody feel calm, whereas Bill was more the leader. This guy was more like the practical joker, just to lighten the mood. And I get that, but he was just like super obnoxious. Beverly, I thought her actor was good as an adult, but she felt like she was. Well, I mean, Beverly the adult was fine, but she, I don't know, she was just a whore. Just, I mean, there's no good way to put it. She said she fell in love with all the guys on that one night they came over to her house and saw that, hey, you guys can see the blood too. She fell in love with them, and she's like kissing them all on the lips and stuff when she greets them, and they're like massaging her. So it's just, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Um, but I do like her character. Her acting is probably one of the best in the whole movie, in the miniseries movie at least. Now the kids, I'm kind of all over the place, but the kid actors are fucking amazing. All of them are amazing in the original and in the new version. I don't know how they picked these kids, but they picked right. Those kids are great in both series, so I wouldn't touch them. Um, they never change them, never remake it after this remake is done, because nobody can touch these two sets of kids. They did an amazing job. Um, Henry Bowers. Henry Bowers is a bit more. I want to say Henry Bowers is the same in both. He's the same in both versions of it, the 1990 and the 2017 version. He's a dick. He's a real dick in both of them. Now I do like in the miniseries when they're all grown up and stuff. Henry Bowers is in a psychiatric hospital for I guess the rest of his life. He confessed to killing the kids that were killed in the sewers back when he was a teen. So they put him in the psych ward for the rest of his life. And Pennywise comes to him and says, "Hey, you got to help me out here, Henry." So he gets Henry out, and then he has like such a small part. I thought that for somebody who played such a big role in very first movie, he would have a little bit of a bigger part in the second movie. Even though the story's about Pennywise the clown, but still, that bully was like the big part of what shaped them. And I mean Pennywise too, of course. Like I said again, but Henry Bowers was a major impact on their life, and I thought he would have a little bit more to do, but he kind of went out unceremoniously again. So I really didn't like him that much when he was growing up, but when he was a kid, he was great in terms of acting. He was a piece of shit from a personal standpoint, but from terms of acting, he was great. Um, Now, needless to say, this is a spoiler review. If you haven't seen the 1990 version of it, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. I mean, I didn't see it until recently, so I can't really blame anybody. But the ending is what everybody is always pissed about. So you have this clown be demonic. Well, not he's not demonic, but he's very sadistic, and he wants to kill these kids. He wants to kill the grown-ups and all of that stuff. He's saying stuff left and right. But so all of this turns out it's not Pennywise. It's a fucking spider who is maybe an alien. I think he's a. I don't even think it was an alien. I think it was an alien in the book. I haven't read the book, but I'm going to. I think it was an alien in the book. It was a spider in the 1990 version, and in the new version, I don't know what he's gonna be. I hope they go with a more demonic route, because that would stick the landing to just. It's like the icing on the cake. That would be perfect if he's like a demonic entity. No, not an alien per. I mean, he can be an alien, but maybe a demonic alien. I don't know. But the fact that it turned out to be this spider, a CGI spider that he couldn't even talk. I mean, it was just horrible. It looked like something from the 1950s or 40s, like old school Japan Godzilla shit. I was like, what in the world is this? Now, I always heard stories about what it actually was, but I didn't think it was this bad. I always stayed away from spoilers and stuff, but seeing that was just, it was very anticlimactic. And one of the last things I want to talk about, besides that horrible ending, is everybody. I do also like that was like the climax, but then the actual ending is what happens to everybody after. And Bill gets back with his wife. He gets on his bike and rides really fast down the street because she actually looked into Pennywise's, or the spider's, light and became like basically a shell of herself. She couldn't speak. She became like basically unresponsive to anything, and he wanted to bring her back. So he had the idea of getting on his bike and just riding through the street at top speed in front of traffic and everything. And he said, "This will wake you up. I hope it wakes you up." And it does. It ends up waking her up for some odd reason. I never really understood that. I wish maybe when I read the book I'll understand a little bit more. I thought that was kind of stupid, but I mean, I went with it. Mike, he stayed in Derry, I think, or maybe he left. I'm not too sure. No, I think he actually stayed in Derry, but he was saying he was going to move out of Derry finally now that the evil's got done. Um, Beverly and the I hate to forget their names, but Beverly and the fat one, or the previously fat one, they get together finally, which is great, and I love them together. They should have been together from the beginning. Um, they travel off, and the rest of them are dead. Stan's dead. He killed himself beforehand. Uh, who else? The nerdy one who always needed the placebo pills. I forgot his name, but I think he died. I'm not too sure. Pennywise did get to him, and I think he did die. I gotta rewatch and check that out again. But I think that is it. I love the first. I love the first movie. It was pretty good, except for the ending. I mean, even the overreacting from some of the adult actors was a little bit annoying, but I could bypass that. It was still pretty good. It was still watchable, and the Tim Curry was great as Pennywise again. Um, can't commend him enough for pulling that role off. One of his funniest scenes was the library scene. He just doesn't act like the new Pennywise at all. He acts in that library scene. He was acting more of like a straight up troll clown. One of those clowns you'd hire for your daughter's birthday party, just making all types of jokes. Uh, I mean, I won't. You just have to go watch it. At least pull up that on YouTube. You should laugh your ass off. It's just totally different from how he acts throughout the rest of the movie. And then one of my favorite scenes in the miniseries is when the fat kid, I forgot his name again. I'm sorry. Fat kid thinks he's kissing Beverly. He's wanted this all the time. Beverly spouts the poem that he wrote for her back in the day, and then he said, "Oh, you are the one." And then they kiss each other. They're kissing and embracing and all of that. And then, he looks in the mirror as he's hugging Beverly, and it turns out he sees like the. I'm gonna post a clip of it, but he sees the pants. Then he goes up. He sees the glove on her hand, and then he pulls back and he sees Pennywise and all his makeup, and makeup is on his face, and all it got on his face, and he says, "Kiss me again, fat boy."
Oh, Beverly. Kiss me, fat boy.
Cracked me up. But yeah, I definitely suggest, if you're a horror fan, definitely go watch the first movie. If you're like a casual fan, you probably not gonna like it, so don't watch it. More watch the new 2017 version of it. That was great, and I cannot wait for part two. Like I said, I'm gonna read the book before part two comes out. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna read the book, And that way, when I go into the movie, I can go in knowing how the movie ended, the first movie ended, how the book ended, and then compare it to this ending. And then I'm gonna maybe do a second review to see which one was the best of all of them. Because I mean, they still can mess up part two with the adult actors and all of that stuff, but we'll see. I'm pretty confident this will be a great movie, but you never know. You never know. But that's basically my general thoughts of Stephen King's It, the original movie and TV miniseries. I didn't rehearse anything. I just wrote general notes down, so everything's not really in order. I'm kind of all over the place. I don't have all my facts right here, but that's just my general fresh off the movie review. Now, thanks guys. I will see you in the next video. Who knows what it'll be? I think I'm gonna be doing Slasher 3, season 3, because everybody seems to love my season 1 and season 2 review. So I'm gonna follow up and do season 3 after I watch it. Hopefully I watch it this weekend, get a review out on Monday or Sunday, one of those days, and then we'll go from there. But I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video if you can. Leave a comment if you hated this review. If you liked it, leave a comment there. Do something. I mean, just get something going with the algorithms here. I always love seeing interaction on my videos, but I won't ramble too much longer. I'll see you guys later. You have a great evening. The Horror Nerd, aka Akatsuki Akuma, out of here. Peace.